Hi, I'm Rich. Welcome to Woodland Park for this segment of My Wild Neighbors. The forest is alive this morning. We're surrounded by pine warblers, ruby-crowned kinglets. Of course, the musical trill is the pine warbler. There's a more metallic trill coming from over here. That's the dark-eyed junco. Pileated woodpecker over there. Okay, we have a pileated woodpecker here and here on both sides of us going kirk, 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 kirk. You may hear the three-part song of the ruby-crowned kinglet. It's kind of like a so the first part is really high pitched. It goes, and then the middle part is, and the third part is. There it was. And there's a hairy woodpecker you can maybe hear for. There's the pileated again. There's the pine warbler again. The hairy woodpecker is just foraging over in this direction. Wow. This is fantastic. Ooh. Yellow-bellied sapsuckers over here. There went the three-part call of the ruby-crowned kinglet again. There went the pine warbler again. This is incredible. Wow. All right. You know, as we take a walk back through the woods here, I want to share with you something to be aware of, not to be alarmed about, but just to be aware of. Ticks. You've heard of ticks. Now, as I said, it's not something to be alarmed about, something to be aware of and take precautions for. Because if you get bit by a tick, there's a chance you could pick up Lyme's disease. Right? Now the ticks actually get the Lyme's disease from mice, and so they're really low on the ground, right? And then after it's had a meal from a mouse, a tick is looking for a larger mammal, like a deer. And so what the ticks will do is climb up to the tops of little sticks and twigs and grasses along the trail at about knee level, right? And so anytime I'm walking through an area of the woods or in a field where there's grass or twigs or bushes, branches that are about knee level, I'm always taking maybe every 5 minutes or so to look down and check for ticks. Here's some very simple precautions that I take. So I have my my shirt is tucked into my pants, and my pants are tucked into my socks, see? So if a tick hops on my leg, starts climbing up, it'll have to walk onto my shirt. It can't go under my shirt, which would be bad. Like I said, I periodically check my legs just to see if there's a tick on them, and if there is, I can just flick it off. And the ticks will look like a tiny black dot, maybe the size of a pinhead, and you see it crawling up your leg. Hopefully not, but if you do, I mean, it's nothing to be alarmed about. Just remove it. Oh, okay, I have to show you this. All right, so we have a nice wet area in the woods here, and check these out. Check these out. These, you see that? These are ferns, and these are the spore packets. Actually, you can see if I rub it on my hands here. Look, see the little dots on my hand. That's spores from the sensitive fern. This is a sensitive fern, and here's some leaves from last year. Kind of, well, not a very good description, but you can see there's the leaf, right? I'll bet in well, maybe in another month or so you'll have new fiddleheads from the sensitive fern coming up. But even in the winter time and early spring, you can tell that these are sensitive ferns just by the way that these spore packets are placed. See, the whole place is just covered with them here. Wow. Huh. Sensitive ferns are always a pretty cool species to find. I'm going to jump over the water here. What in the world? Looks like somebody else was here too. Huh. Well, that's cool. It's always good to have company in wild spaces. Alright, this is awesome. Just being in this mixed pine forest with the red pine, the white pine, the Scotch pine, a few maples, some dead ash trees, and the dead ash trees are actually providing some benefits to the forest still, even though they're dead, because there's beetle larvae that are living in there, and that is part of the reason why we've already located 1, 2, 3 species of woodpecker this morning that specialize in extracting insect larvae from trees, from the bark of trees. We've had the hairy woodpecker, the pileated woodpecker, and the yellow-bellied sapsucker. Now the sapsucker will drink a lot of sap, but they can also eat insects. That's part of their diet too. Here's another wet spot on the trail. All right. The migration season is underway. It is awesome. You know what I think would be pretty cool is, well, if you leave a comment at the bottom of this video, sharing what animals that you've seen active around in wild spaces around your house, or nearby where you live. Oh, okay, I hear a song sparrow at the edge of the field here. We're just taking a walk through the pines. I'll turn the camera around so that way you can see where we're going. There's a field over here. There's a reservoir over here. And this is a patch of woods straight in the middle, in between both. And so that's being close to water and close to a field edge makes for some very preferred habitat for a lot of birds that are, well, looking for places to build their nest and reproduce, and that are just looking for a nice buggy meal as they make their migration trip farther north. Another little stream cut, a spring. All right, check this out. That's from a pine tree, isn't it? Now let's see how many needles we have here. We have 3 needles in a cluster. Red pine typically has 2 needles in a cluster. Where did this come from? Looks like it came from this tree right here. 3 needles per cluster. This could be a pitch pine. This could be a pitch pine. And this, I know right here, is a white pine. It's got 5 thin needles per cluster. And this over here is another Scotch pine. Look at that bark. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Nice and deep. starting to open up a little bit here. Huh. Check this out. This is looks like somebody made this. That's kind of neat. It's like a kind of teepee shelter there. Yeah. You guys been there for a while. Okay, here's your shrubby field edge. You can see the field back beyond it there. All right, this looks like mostly honeysuckle in here. There's some pretty cool mosses here on the forest floor. I'm not skilled enough to identify these down to species yet. I don't know if I will get there, but here's one variety of moss. Almost makes me think like little tiny ferns stacked on top of each other. There's another kind of moss growing out of that moss there. And over here, we have a different kind of moss too. Lots of mosses on this forest floor of this mixed pine forest. Okay, back on the trail now. Hearing a couple more song sparrows over in that direction. Oh, here we go. Okay. So remember I said there was Scotch pine back there? Here, let's get the sun in front of us there. Okay. So this is the needles of the Scotch pine, and if I pick a couple off, it's 2 needles in a cluster. And look at how the needles, each individual needle kind of it twists in on itself, right? It's twisted. So it's nice and short, nice short needles of the Scotch pine. All right, and as you can imagine, it's not a native species. They're native to, like, well, Scotland. Oh, this is a pretty cool moss. Oh, it's nice and moist. Check that out. It's got kind of long, bristly leaves there, and different kind of moss. Woo! Part of the reason I'm taking such a long video is one, there's so many things I'm excited to show you here, and two, I certified my YouTube channel the other day, which should mean that I'm able to take videos or upload videos that are longer than 15 minutes now. Previously, I wasn't able to do that. All right, so there's so we're coming. So we still have mixed pine forest behind us and in front of us. But if we go this way, we're going straight towards the edge of a big field. Now I want to show you this. We're getting more grass growing on the trail, more open space, less canopy cover. So, different habitat. You can expect to see different wildlife, right? Different wild neighbors. That's true. Okay. Oh, that's right. I wondered if we were going to see this guy today. Yeah, so we have a field sparrow here. Ooh, this is a little mucky. Right. So the field sparrow, the song of the field sparrow, it's a trilling call, and it starts slow, but then it speeds up as it gets towards the end. So it's like like that. There, we got a response. Let's try that one more time, see if he responds to me. There he went. Yeah. That's pretty cool, right? Alright, so I know we have field sparrows and song sparrows here. In a couple weeks, I'd expect that the blue-winged warblers will show up at this field edge habitat. Yeah, that field sparrow is singing up a storm right now. There's a song sparrow there too. Song sparrow's song is more varied. Okay. I think we're getting closer to where this field sparrow's singing. He might be right in here somewhere. We passed him. Okay, let's try this. It wasn't too good. Oh, there he is. Okay. I think I see him. He's at the top of this tree here. Alright, won't be using them. Whoa, there's an osprey in the field right over there. Osprey flying over the field, huh? Wow, that's cool. We're not too far away from a lake. There's a lake down over the hill. It's called Nessmuk Lake. And we have a cowbird, a brown-headed cowbird, up at the edge of the field there in the top of the tree. Oh, another woodpecker. We got a downy woodpecker. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day to be out. Incredible. The most profound sense of community to be out here with all my wild neighbors. The trees, the birds, the plants that are coming up out of the ground again now. Sure is nice. Okay, there's the song sparrow. It's a varied song. He starts off with, there he is, right there. I'll point when I hear him singing. There. Oh. That's a song sparrow. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed spending time this morning with me and my wild neighbors in the woods, wild area of Woodland Park, Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, Tioga County, PA. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you're able to find time to get a little better acquainted with the wild neighbors near you. And I will see you next time.